Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions.
Panther fans unite! My name's Tony Dunn. Cody Lashney, how you doing? TK's in the house. How you doing, my friend? The Stat Daddy.
But I think Derek Brown, hey man, he deserves that dab on him pick.
Dab on him, Phil Snow. Dab on him.
All the same, yeah, 100%. We can just
Mine is going to go to the fullback. I'm going to dump on the Richie guy. Dab on him, Shaq.
I'm going to put the towel on Matt Rule.
Y'all took all the good ones.
Only one postgame roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers postgame show.
What is up, Carolina Panther fans? The Panthers have won 23-10 in what is an interesting win. So interesting. I'm eating pork rinds and drinking red wine because it is time that the Carolina Panthers pulled within one game of the lead in the NFC South because of Sammy D. Dimes in this defense. And boy, oh boy, do the Broncos stink. You thought we stunk. They stink. Stinky. Cody Lashney, I don't know if I should be excited. I'm happy.
Hell yeah, you should be excited. Why shouldn't you be excited, man? One, bump the Broncos, dude. That's revenge for Super Bowl 50. DJ Moore was putting my man Patrick Surtain in a blender all game long. Our defense was purring. And hey, baby, feared the beard, baby. Feared the beard. Sam Darnold feels like he's got a new energy. He's running the offense in rhythm. And I personally think this is before the start of the season, when we envisioned what we wanted the Carolina Panthers to be, this was the team. A run-first football team with a passing attack that would take shots when necessary. Tony Dunn, you know I'm pumped. And you already know that it's lit in the chat room. We already got 105 people. And you already know we're going to do it with the best fans and all of YouTube. Our man Drew, Anthony Price, Blind Panther Vlogs. That's Joey. What's up? Just Don't Care. Lawrence Trevette, Michael Johnson, Muscles Marinara, Pad One Panther, Panther Pickle, Sarah Taylor, Shane Reed, Smells Like Blue, Tim Estes, and the Supreme Leader Z, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. The Panthers got that W. Let's roll.
Are you muted?
I was muted. You give Cody Lashney a Friday night off and a Panthers W, and this boy comes out excited, bro. He is a hot to trot.
Fear the beard, baby. Let's do it.
People asked for Brian Burns. They said, is there a game that he's taken over yet? Well, folks, I think today was it. Yep. Brian Burns played fantastic. Jeremy Chin making big plays. What's wild is ultimately Russell Wilson had nowhere to go half the time. He just looked, I mean, at times he had time and he just couldn't, just nothing to be found. The Carolina Panthers put together arguably one of their most complete games, if not the most complete game of the season. CK, we were in the simulation last night, and
Yes.
it was not as one-sided this way. The Panthers dominated today.
Yeah, so it was not as one-sided in the Madden simulation. It definitely took an L on predictions based on last night, but I don't think many of us are going to be complaining outside of the people who really want a higher draft pick. But man, I tell you what, it's good to get a big win, and quite honestly, it was a blowout. We won by 3 possessions, even though people are going to look at the scoreboard and say this is only a 2-possession score. They were gifted a touchdown in the final few minutes of that game. So the Panthers were able to do an incredible job of reining in an offense that was already pretty bad coming into today. But I think the biggest surprise is how well this offense was able to run against what many people were telling us was top 3 defense in the entire NFL. And they made them look like obviously they made them look pedestrian, made them look average. I'm not going to say they looked horrible because we didn't put up 30 or 40 points, but we didn't need to. Sam Darnold came in here. He looked sharp. He was efficient with the ball. You might look at his numbers and say that he had some incompletions. Some of those were drops that were not even a drop. That one beautiful pass to DJ Moore on the second pass of the game that DJ just couldn't get his feet down for. He was sharp for the majority of this game. I was very impressed with what he was able to do. And this offense surprised the heck out of me.
When he wasn't sharp, you could understand it's just a lack of kind of just rhythm and reps to a certain degree. Is that there were just some things you maybe wanted to anticipate a little bit more quickly, or just kind of. But like, I think about this is. That was one of the best quarterback performances we've had on kind of a spur of the moment. We gave Baker Mayfield time. Sammy D comes off the injured reserve. Greg, I hope you're feeling better. You were on the injured reserve this past week. Coming off of the injury, Sammy D, boy, should we be excited? Should we just be thankful, happy? Where should we be?
I think we should be a little bit excited, to be truly honest with you. And in between, from the beginning of this game to watching this game in the cave with all the fellas, and then we took the break, and then I'm coming back here to do the show, I kind of had an epiphany, and I feel like I'm going to go with it. I've been watching Game of Thrones. I've been sick all week, been down all week watching television, watching Game of Thrones. They do crazy shit on that show. So I'm going to do some crazy stuff right now, and I'm going to say that after the win today, because I don't care how it is, after every win, I feel good. Even if I say I won't feel good after a win, I feel good after a win. We're going to win the division. We're going to have a home playoff game. I'm saying it right now. We're going to win the division. We're going to have a home playoff game. We're probably going to lose to Dallas, but I don't care. And then after that, if I have to pledge my allegiance to Matt Corral, after that, I will do it. That is the direction I'm going. I like this feeling of winning. Even at the beginning of the game, I was like, a win's not good for us. I mean, I was with y'all, telling y'all that a win's not good for us. Right now, I don't care. I would rather have this feeling right now 4 or 5 more times this year. And so we're going to win the division. I'm saying it right now.
Wow.
I'm down.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm down. This division's so bad, Tony.
Yeah.
It's 2014, man. And that's literally what the Panthers did. We won our last 4 games. Like, I already see G-Baby in the chat being the naysayer. Before you come in here and say, oh, the Broncos were terrible. Yeah, they're a bad football team. But guess what? That's what you got to do. You got to get victories against bad football teams. And then on top of that, if you look at our schedule, we don't have a bunch of opponents that we have left to play. The Seattle Seahawks have cooled off, and we already have the best. We have the best record in the NFC South right now, man. We're 3-1 in the NFC South. So there is no reason why the Panthers shouldn't put their head up and continue to fight. Steve Wilkes has already confirmed that Sam Darnold will indeed be the starter after the bye. Dude, we're rolling right now, man. Yeah. There's no reason why we.
How could he not be after today's performance?
He has to be, and I want to say by saying
he earned it in one game.
Yeah. Well, I want to say by saying this, I'm not saying that Sam Darnold's a world beater and Sam Darnold is
Sure.
so much better than everybody else. He's the best quarterback we have on the roster. He's better than Baker. He's better than PJ, but he's not that much better. But either way, even in this game, what CK was pointing out, the way this team's playing, Pickle was pointing out the way this team's playing. This right here, I'll take this right here any day. And once again, I've got to temper my expectations. It's right off the win. We did just play Denver, who's also not a good team.
No, they're terrible.
Okay.
We've beaten
But
the Falcons.
We don't have good teams left to play the rest of the year. There is nothing saying we can't win 4 or 5 more games. If we win 3 more games, we can win the division. Realistically, 3 more games. 1 more game and we're in the lead in the division. Yeah, 1 more game and we're in the lead in the division.
So pathetic.
Okay. Yeah.
3
more games and we could be up.
Atlanta loses today. Tampa Bay loses today. I think New Orleans is either getting ready to play now or tonight.
They're playing now. They're
going to
San
lose
Francisco.
to the 49ers. I mean, I don't want to get overly.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. But look,
Yeah,
listen. How about this? The year 2022 for the Carolina Panthers is bipolar. We don't know if we want to be excited about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud or if we want to compete for the division, dude. Like, it's that.
We'll be excited for them. We will be excited for them if we're picking them. But right now, we're excited about winning this game, I think. If anything, I hate to say this. People are going to make fun of me. People are going to make fun of me.
Just do it.
Giving Sam Darnold an opportunity with a line that is not awful, not horrendous, that is good. Like, they are better than he is. Giving him a running game. I felt like this is like, is Sam Darnold going to be the guy who saves his career out of all of this? Think about this. Is out of all the people who were trying to save their careers, Robbie Anderson, see you later.
Out.
Now, not even do anything with the Cardinals. Baker Mayfield, see you later. PJ, kind of, see Matt Rule, see you later. Is Sam Darnold going to be the one that comes out on top of the scrap heap? Him and Deontay Foreman?
What a world we live in, man.
Yeah,
what a world we
it's
live
nuts.
in, dude. It's crazy.
Also, the Jacksonville Jaguars are about to beat Baltimore.
Yes, I picked that one in my pick'em. The number is 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this game. Were the Carolina Panthers that much better than the Denver Broncos? Or, I mean, did they go out there and win this game? Are the Broncos just that bad? Should we be excited about Sammy D? Deontay Foreman killing it. And I got to tell you, Jeremy Chin and Brian Burns continue to remind us. I think one of the reasons why they didn't trade Brian Burns away, it was his game. I think this was, and maybe I'm just basing it off of a sack and a strip. But this was a game where I felt like Brian Burns turned the table. And also Jeremy Chin made a tremendously important third down stop. Yes. It was like third and maybe, I don't even remember what the down and distance was, but he stopped him a yard short. They had to punt. And that was when the game was still really, we're trying to figure out who was going to take the advantage at that point. The Carolina Panthers offense had not found a way just yet to click. You know, the running game wasn't just beating them up just yet. You needed that stop from the defense. So we want to hear your thoughts on this game. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? What do you think about Sammy D? And is it crazy to drink red wine and eat hot and spicy pork rinds? I don't think so.
Neither
on a
of those
day.
are ever crazy. Yeah.
Not in
I
this
think this
therapy
is
session.
Perfect for today's show.
Can I say real quick before we move on to about that Brian Burns situation? I do want to go ahead and put out there an apology to Brian Burns. At the beginning of the season, I crowned him as the king of almost. Brian Burns is now the next jersey that I'm going to buy. He has taken the crown
He's
off. He is not the king of almost. He is an elite player on that level. He's shown me enough to do it in enough years. He just passed the 10 sack mark this year. He's the guy I want to build around in this future. I want Brian Burns to die a Panther. Well, not die a Panther, but die his career. Die a Panther.
Live up there.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, that's why I like
live his
live on
career out
this
of the
hill.
Panthers. What I mean, yeah.
No, dude, I
So-
hear you loud and clear. And listen,
Yeah.
it's so funny that earlier this year, this was the debate: is what is Brian Burns worth?
Right.
Are you going to trade him away for these, a haul of picks that the Panthers have never gotten before in their history? Nothing that rich, never 2 first-round picks. So it's like, I mean, you really had to decide if you were going to build around Brian Burns as a pass rusher going forward. And I think today, listen, a lot of things happened today. Not only did Brian Burns prove that he is a premier player in the NFL, and he's still getting better for us, regardless of how many years he's been in the NFL. Brian Burns is a game changer. And I think we also can say this. Jaycee Horn is better than Patrick Surtain, baby. And
100%.
everyone who disagrees in the chat
100%.
can fucking stay mad about it. Jaycee Horn has not allowed 1 touchdown, and my man DJ Moore was out there cooking his ass, boy. That's what I'm saying, dude. Our team, they had their bravado showing, man. They were feeling some type of way, and they went out there and they put the smack down on them, dude. I think Jared Chin proved how important he is to this defense. Like, now that you see him back there flying around, the dude is incredible, man. I mean, he really is those guys are the building pieces that you're going to build your future Carolina Panthers around. Now, I'm going to end this little rant with a question to all of you guys and the chat room. Again, I know the season's not over, but right now, Steve Wilks is undefeated at home as the coach for the Carolina Panthers. So do you think that today Steve Wilks and this performance made the case that Steve Wilks should be the coach next year?
I said that in the game that I am behind Steve Wilks being the coach next year. I still am standing behind that. After that bad loss, I said that I might be wavering with it, but I'm behind it, man. The way this team has played, the way they've come together, the way they're looking right now, just with him, the juice in there, this guy is the guy. He can, with the right players, can be successful. And I would like to see Steve Wilks be our coach next year.
CK, take it.
I mean,
I'm gonna go last on this one.
Yeah, I think Steve Wilks, as if the season ended today, deserves a shot at being the head coach of this team. I think there's plenty of time left to go, and we don't have tremendously difficult opponents coming forward. So if he doesn't look like he's got this team playing at a high level against some, less than, like he did today against a bad team, then that's, then I don't think that it's just a case in point on that. My question then becomes, if you are choosing to move forward with him as your coach, do you have to continue to interview other candidates? Is there a requirement for that at all?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think
and honestly, that could be the downfall of the Rooney Rule right there.
Nah, I think it's because he is a minority candidate. I wonder what's
Yeah.
I think promoting from within if you have a minority candidate gets the job. I don't know if they would have to do anything. My answer about the Steve Wilks thing is that I believe that he is a competent and capable head coach in the NFL. And if we are going to choose a guy that is on the defensive side of the scenario, that is, you pick a guy that is of the Dan Quinns, of the Ron Riveras, of the Steve Wilks, then you're damn right he deserves the job. I do think there's a legitimate question to say that you just want to consider a different style of coaching. Like going and getting an offensive coach, like what type of stability that potentially could bring you in a different way. But I think that clearly Steve Wilks shows that he has the the ability to lead, right? To be that Ron Rivera McDermott type of coach.
Right.
So if that's what you're ready, if you're ready to put your money on that type of horse and that type of game, then yes, he definitely should get it. He should be, just go ahead and give it to him. But I do think there is something to saying that we want to get a guy that could beat Kyle Shanahan, that can survive his coordinators leaving.
Right.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable conversation to have. Whether or not that wins out, we just got to decide if that's the case. I think at this point, what we're going to be doing is saying this is Sam Darnold a guy that you're going to have to bring back next year? And I know this is just one game, but we're going to need a veteran guy, at least in camp,
Right.
that you're going to say can start in week 1. Now, if Matt Corral or whatever heir apparent beats them out and you just go, oh, we're going with this hot superstar, then that's one thing. I think it's a little much to just say, oh, we're going to draft this kid and everything has to go on them no matter what, whether or not we're good, bad, indifferent. So that'll be interesting. Who is the veteran? And I think that Sam Darnold, with no reps, played incredibly well. But I think the wild story today, guys, Cade Mays at damn
At
fullback
fullback.
over and over. Like, what in the world?
I
This
like
team said, let's
I'm
run
into
the
it.
ball, baby.
I'm
We're gonna
into
put
it.
all offensive line. They should have put a can you check in an offensive line at quarterback? And him just take the snap and hand
I
it off?
doubt
Why not?
it.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, you can have a
Well.
wide receiver take the snap directly, and you can
Yeah.
check in as a wide receiver. I don't see
Let's-
why you couldn't.
Let's rebrand the Wildcat as in just the
Wild
wild hog. Yeah, wild fat. Yes. Exactly. Just the hogs are in. Holy cow. 252-228-5098. Darnold was not flawless by any means.
No.
No.
You
But had
know,
a slightly better game than Mayfield and PJ put up. just about
slightly.
every
I
game.
felt like it was far better.
Well, far
I mean,
better. as
PJ's
far as
had a
results
good
go,
game.
but it's as
Yeah.
far
Right.
as
Okay.
stats go,
Okay. You're
no,
right. I
like,
mean, sorry. I'm
slightly
only
better.
thinking Baker.
Yeah, Baker has outside of one half of football against a prevent defense. Baker Mayfield has never put up the type of performance that Sam Darnold did today, or that
Actually,
PJ Walker
he-
had done in one of his.
Darnold
Actually, he did
missed
in the
a lot
fourth
of
quarter in the
throws
first
too.
game. He put
But
up
So
I'm talking
I
about
wanna-
the full game.
yards
I'm
and
not
2
talking
touchdowns.
about. He did it
We
in the
were-
half of the Cincinnati Bengals too, right?
No
we
reps.
were talking about this in the man cave. I want to delve deeper into this. First, I want to thank people that have been donating to this show. Second of whom is your bastard son, White Chocolate Espresso, who said, "Why is this guy who won $600 sad? Because if he could have won $1,300, if Andrews would have had 11 more yards in
he
prize
didn't
picks."
get it.
Oh, condolences.
Sorry, we
bro.
thought you had it.
Hey man, dude, $600 is not a bad day though, you know. So
No.
hey, absolutely. And Panther Rule 95, he says people tried to tell us Surtain is better than Horn. Are you out your damn mind? Dude, Jaycee Horn, every single game that goes by that he's healthy, I think Jaycee Horn is a premier shutdown corner in this league, man. I think he was the best cornerback in that draft between him and Patrick Surtain. And remember, Surtain went one pick later to the Broncos, who literally picked right behind us. So, hey, didn't give up any touchdowns, has still yet to give up a touchdown. I mean, how about our young guys in general? Look at Kwanu. Like, we are running the ball and passing the ball. And Kim started out rough at the start of the year, but now he just continues to get better and better. And he's looking like he's going to be that long-term left tackle for the Panthers, man. We have a lot of things, weirdly enough, coming off of Thanksgiving to be thankful for on the Carolina Panthers, man. There are some semblances of hope moving forward.
Let's go ahead and get into a couple of calls, guys. The number is 252-228-5098. We want to hear your thoughts on this game. Are the Carolina Panthers in the hunt for a real wildly, not wild card, but wild playoff appearance like that 2014 where you get to host the game too? Imagine them hosting a team like the Giants or the 49. What if it's the 49ers again?
Oh, that would be crazy.
Oh no, it was
man.
the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. We did host
But no,
the
but like if we
49ers
traded
one
away
time.
Christian McCaffrey, what if he comes back to Charlotte?
Yeah,
and,
but do you remember? I think Kaepernick came here in a playoff game one time where we started somebody and he did the button-up Cam thing, and Cam wasn't even playing or something like that. Somebody get in the chat will help me. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go ahead and jump into these calls, Cody.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.